Hello, everybody. Look at this. Look at this big crowd of people we have here.
So many tables. This is awesome. And everyone's faces visible. This is so great.
Yeah.
You've gotten a lot more attractive in the year and a half since we last saw you.
Yeah. We're all just very thirsty, is what it is. Can everybody hear that okay? Guys, keep going. Keep it going at that.
That's my warm-up, you know.
Ready?
Thank you. I'm going to embarrass Nora, my girl who's right there. Because I wrote that last one and I asked her, what should I call it? And she said, you should call it Running Under the Sun.
She's a genius.
And that completes our floor show for the morning. She has the eyes of a dancer.
I have to tune the bagpipe. I know you're probably thinking, there's no way. Now I will high dive into this glass of water. No, I really do have to tune it. We were playing at a bar last night where they made us play outside at 6:00, and the sun was like right here on us, and we were wondering, why are the instruments out of tune? Because the sun was just beating down. It was, yeah.
The really fun part is that in those conditions, the bagpipes go up and up and up and up, and the bouzouki goes down and down and down and down.
And normally you'd think that'd be a bad thing, but they just went into this whole atonal, Tuvan throat singing, thing that they do, and little
was
backbeat
brand
behind it.
new.
It was really nice, yeah.
Some religious people ascended.
Yeah, there you go. But it's really lovely to be back at our home away from home, the mighty McGonagall's Mucky Duck. Thank you for joining us, both here and online out there in TV land.
So we're gonna play some tunes that I stole from Richard Keene, who's in the audience tonight. Yeah, by this time you should consider him a celebrity. I've told so many Richard Keene stories in the last few years. got Wolf Loescher right there, just playing the hell out of the drums.
Well, this whole year there hasn't been that much to do, and in the fall we were really getting the itchy feet because we're used to just going and going and going, and so to kind of scratch the itch, we went and made a video out in New Mexico and along the Rio Grande River, and we stayed in the most remote places, and we did it as safely as we could, but it was just so good to get out and make a video. So we made it for this song. We call it the Farmer Song, but it's really called the Taoist Tale. About something happens. We don't know if it's going to be good or bad. Just wait and see. It all might turn out.
No spoilers.
I didn't say if it does or doesn't. Sorry. Was a farmer who sent his son into the field. Boy fell asleep when he awoke, his horse had gone. He came home alone, and all the neighbors said, "What bad luck for the farmer said." How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? His son into the mountains to try and catch the runaways. He found his horse and 7 other wild ones. He brought them home, and all the neighbors said, "What good luck," but the farmer said, "How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know?" Sent his son into the field to tame the wild horses there. The first one he tried threw him to the ground. He broke his arm, and all the neighbors said, "What bad luck," but the farmer said, "How do you know? How do you know? You know? How do you know?" Very next day, there was a war declared. An army man came marching through the countryside. He was looking for men, but he couldn't take anyone. What a broken arm, and
Does everybody know about who Richard Keene is? Yeah? He's an immigrant. Came to this country and he stole my first ever girlfriend. And he married her.
And took him away to a magic land.
That's right. Yeah. And and that so anyway, we became best friends. And what we would do is we both play the bagpipe, and Richard is a piper in the St. Thomas Alumni Pipe Band, which just won the grade 2 Worlds a couple years ago. The grade 2, they won it. And so they got bumped up into grade 1, which is the tippy-top highest of all the competitive grades. So now they're going to go over to Scotland as soon as they open up Scotland, and they're going to compete with the really, really best bands in the whole world. They'll be their competitors. And Richard is a great composer, and he writes tunes with all these what we would call in piping false notes, all these forbidden notes. And kind of like that one, yeah. So the thing is, so I'm gonna play one of Richard's tunes, and I'm gonna play all the false notes that he originally wrote into it. I'll tell you the story about when he first wrote it. He won't tell you. I'll tell you. And then if anybody here can tell me which exact notes are the false ones, you will receive one free kiss from the band member of my choice. This is a tune called The Seamstress. Where is that thing? Can I throw that out the window?
You will never know.
I could make it from here to that door.
Does Kendall want to come up and play a song with us? Wolf can tell you more about it, but this whole year he's been busy learning new songs, playing songs. For a long time, it was most days of the week, and he's continued that through this entire year and built a following, this little loving community that has lasted throughout the whole entire year. And
We've
Kendall
all
is
been vaccinated. Yeah, for COVID too. But I have a group of my howlers in the house tonight, back in the penalty box. Thank you. But this is one of the 2.5 songs that I wrote. This one I contributed the music to, and my good friend, my dear late friend, Miss Deanna Smith Scotland, wrote the lyrics. This was written back in the year 2000, when we were hopeful. And since the year 2000, we've been through some ups and downs together, but still I come back to being hopeful and believing in the best of people, which is why we're back here today and not still shuddering in our holes, because people went out and got vaccinated and did what they were supposed to do. So this is a song of hope and about choosing to do the right thing. Oh, is he demasking?
Yeah, that's all right.
I found the mask almost disturbing as the socks. I'll have some notes for you at the end of the show, Kendall. Yes, thank you for reminding me, random stranger in the back. Back in March of 2020, I thought it was a great idea. March 1st, I'm coming out with a brand new solo album, first one in 20 years, and my good friends are all playing on it, and it sounds amazing, and I'm going to sell a lot of them. So tonight, I'll sell a lot of them, because they're in the back there, so come back if you don't already have them. It's called Sheep's Clothing, and my friends here are playing on it. My good friend here, Kyle, helped me fund it, and a lot of people here were contributed to it, and it's really great. I'm very proud of it, and I think you'll like it. And this one's on it. It's the lead-off track, the big hit.
2, 3, 4.
Every corner, we speak in every tongue, brought here by a vision of what is soon to come. No longer will we stand for hatred, bigotry, and fear. The call of peace and justice is what has brought us here. This world that we've been given, it's not so hard a place that we can stand divided by philosophy or race. Wisdom, truth, and beauty dwell in every human heart. United we are more than we could ever be apart. United we are more than we could ever be apart. We are come from the ancient souls of those that came before. We take what we've been given and set out in search of more. Much less than we could be, much more than we had planned. Love is all-encompassing, and the future must expand. Love is all-encompassing, and the circle must expand. seekers and the wise ones who led us to this place. had planned. Love is all encompassing, and the circle must expand. Love is all encompassing, and the circle must expand. Our car from the ancient souls of those who came before. We take what we've been given, then set out to search for more. Much less than we could be, much more than we had planned. Love is all encompassing, and the circle must expand.
Could the bazooki come down in the monitors a tiny bit? Thank you. Well, this is the opposite of that, what we're about to do now. And I love telling the story down here because everyone here gets it and people in other parts just can't. Because we were down a couple of years ago, actually 5 years ago now, on the Buffalo Bayou taking pictures with our friend Jay. And someone said, "What's that over there?" Candid.
Go ahead. Wrong crowd, sorry.
Well, what happened was down in the water, there was this water moccasin that was that big around and just a massive, massive snake. And in his jaws was this massive catfish. And this thing was so strong. They were both so powerful. And they fought and fought and fought and fought. And at first we were keeping our distance, but they were not worried about us. We watched for the longest time. And it was both brutal and fascinating. And we didn't stay to the end because it was a very even battle. And it was probably going to last a while. But anyway, later I wrote this tune in honor of this battle, and we call it the Pyrrhic Picnic.
And lo, they broke through the crust of the very earth, and they fell for miles as they battled. And so I wrote a song about it. But I must tune first.
Yes.
Thank you. Welcome to Masterpiece Theater.
That would make a really good tattoo, I think. A water moccasin and a fish in battle. Yeah. That's where Celtic knotwork originally came from.
Buffalo Bayou?
Was the bayous. All right. you. Kendall here on the accordion.
As great as Kendall is, I don't think we have enough people on this stage. I think we need to add one more person just to test it out. How about a really great fiddle player who lives right here in the Montrose? Katie Geringer. Katie Geringer.
I believe we'll be playing some tunes. C-H-U-N-E-S. Tunes. Some soft, sweet, pretty jigs.
So, you remember back in the olden times when you used to walk into a bar and it would be really, really crowded, and you'd see some music in the corner that you'd never seen before, and it's people who are playing traditional tunes, and that used to happen here every Wednesday night, which was really cool. And Katie was one of the leaders of that whole scene.
That's where I learned about Irish music, was right here at the Mucky Duck on the Wednesday night sessions. It's a great scene.
talk about this one?
Well, I feel so happy to be able to play with everybody up here. This is just such a treat, and to be able to have nice friends out here too. This is just the best day ever. Well, those little tunes just now are some session tunes, and then this one is one that I wrote for my grandma, Miss Pat. She, lived most of her life in Winnie, Texas, but sang in Carnegie Hall and was a champion roller skater. She had trophies all over the place and in Bill's room, and she painted theater sets on a monstrous scale, and she always sang and danced in the choruses and stuff. She was amazing, and so I wrote this tune for her, thinking about her sailing around in her roller skates. With her, she and her sister had a duet, and I think that would have been really fun to watch.
Does everybody know who Ed Miller is? He's a Scottish singer, a balladeer. And he leads tours over to Scotland. He leads tours where the theme of the tour is the Scottish songs. And so you go to places mentioned in Scottish songs, and there's a lot of history and a lot of beautiful sights and really good food and all that. And Francis and I got to go on one of these tours, and we were incredibly lucky to have been able to do that, been made able to do that. And we asked Ed what is his favorite Scottish song on the tour, and he said, without hesitation, he said, it's the broom of the Cowden Knowes. The broom is a plant that grows really beautiful yellow flowers, and Cowden Knowes is a place in the border country in the beautiful rolling hills of southern Scotland. Cowdenhouse is a farm. And he took us to the place and pointed just right over there. He said, that's where the Cowdenhouse farm used to be. And we're looking at these just amazing hills. And as far as the eye could see, these beautiful yellow flowers all over the hills.
They said over there that there's a saying that in America, 100 miles is nothing, but to them, 100 years is nothing. So it's incredible to think about that little farm being there all that time.
So if you followed Mr. E.J. Jones for his illustrious career, you may or may not know that not only does he play the pipes, he also manufactures them, he makes them. And this is a set that he actually built himself with his own 2 lily white hands.
They're nice and quiet, aren't they? You know why they're quiet? Because every Highland Piper's secret wish is to play it quietly.
Did you want to do the flute thing?
Oh, yeah.
So you can hear the
I
drums.
can't remember it.
That's okay. Let's do it one time, Kevin.
How blind was I each morning to see my lass come o'er the hill. She skipped the bird and she ran to me. I welcomed her with goodwill. Oh, the broom, the bonny, bonny broom, broom of the cotton house. Fain would I be in my own country, heard in her father's yells, but neither wanted yells nor bells, while the flock there was laid. She herded in those sheep every night. I cheered her all the day. Oh, the broom, the bonny, bonny broom, broom of the cotton house. Fain would I be in my own country, heard in her father's yells. So hard fate that I should banish me to gang without the end to more, 'cause I love the bonniest lass that ever yet was born. Oh, the broom, the bonny, bonny broom, broom of the cotton house. Fain would I be in my own country, heard in her father's yells. So do yon border hills adieu, farewell the pleasures there, to wander by your side once again is all I crave or care. Oh, the broom, the bonny, bonny broom, broom of the cotton house. Fain would I be in my own country, heard in her father's yells. Oh, the broom, the bonny, bonny broom, broom It seems that I've forgotten how to play my own instrument, so I don't know what we can do. We're supposed to. It happens to lots of guys. I know. I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to call somebody up here on the stage who's more virile than I am, and has proven it by completely just stealing every woman who I've ever looked at or who's ever looked at me. Richard Keene. Can we get him on stage? He's gonna play his tune. Waltz and yeah. So, what pipers do all the time. Here you go. Show us how it's done. Because I totally forgot how to even play them.
No, what happened was we changed the key
it's
earlier
not.
today, and
No.
I forgot.
What happened is Richard and I used to compete against each other. And the last time we did, it was this contest where the audience was supposed to decide the winner. And I practiced really, really hard for that contest. I didn't think I had to because I'm such a better piper than Richard is. But I had been practicing. And so I get up and I play some tunes and I just knock the sparks off the tunes. It was great. And then Richard gets up and he hasn't even put his pipes together in a month since we had our last gig together. And so he gets up and he's not really sure, what he's gonna play or anything like that. And at first,
That's true, by the way.
take everything away from me. Just take it all away. Yeah. So, no, let him use this one. Oh, maybe I'll play flute on it. Okay, I'll do that. All right. Yeah, I can play the flute. That'll be fine. So so Richard gets up and he just hardly knows what he's doing, and his pipes are all falling apart. You know how it is when you haven't played your bagpipe in a long time, and then you play them, and it's terrible. So it was terrible, and then Richard, a look came over his face, and he realized there was nothing he could do to win this contest. It was just not going very well. And in that moment, another thought crossed his mind, which is, now I have nothing to lose. And he started composing tunes right then and there in front of the audience. And he was so good and so powerful and passionate and creative and in the moment of the spirit of the moment that the audience loved it. Everybody loved it. And he won the contest. And so I'm watching him walk off in the distance with like a beer in each hand. And there's these beautiful women who have taken both of his arms, and he's got money stuffed in all the places you can stuff it. And anyway, so here are some tunes that Richard wrote. This is Richard Keene, everybody, the one.
Thank you. So in the spirit of showing up, EJ, here's a couple of tunes I wrote, and the first one is for my wife Janelle, and the second one is for Wolf.
Wait, don't you start on my drummer too?
Mr. Richard Keene, ladies and gentlemen.
It's hard to see everybody with the lights in my face, but I just saw there's some people here involved with the St. Thomas Alumni Pipe Band. One of the pipers that I was over in Scotland with the last time I was over there with him, Emily Smith, is here, one of the pipers from the St. Thomas Alumni Band. And she's got her family with her, and she just graduated A&M. Her mom and dad, yeah. So I used to play in that pipe band a long time ago, and back when I was a teenager, I was the youngest person in the band. And we got hired, our whole entire pipe band got hired for a wedding. And they rented out the Fort Bend County Fairgrounds. Everybody been there? It's big place. Yeah, they rented out the entire place. There were thousands of people there. They were all from overseas. They were all bagpipe aficionados. Most of them were from overseas. And so you can just imagine, a bagpipe, bunch of people from overseas who love the bagpipes. They kept coming up to us all day and saying, we can't imagine, I can't do the accent, we can't imagine having a wedding without a bagpipe band, just like back home in India. So we're going to play some tunes. Frances found an Indian wedding song into a tune that she wrote.
And then into one that EJ wrote.
Yeah. I didn't want to be left
Get a
behind.
little competitive.
Yeah, that's right. Let me tune.
Okay.
Okay, alrighty.
So this is the time of the set where we like to sit back and relax with a drink that we actually invented right here in this very pub, named after the proprietor, Mr. Rusty Andrews. So we would like to have a round of Rusty Nails up to the stage. When you have a moment, please. Mr. Shane from behind the bar. Not for them, for me. A round for me. Just bring them here. We'd like to thank Rusty and Teresa and Shane and the rest of the staff here who are our family. You know, I asked Shane when I first saw him. I hadn't seen him in over a year or a half, whatever. It's like, well, how did it go? Well, the door opened this morning, so that's good. So, but they've done a wonderful job with all the music, supporting artists, having wonderful audio and video that you can watch live at Norfolk Street. It's a great, great thing, and we look forward to many more years of the Mighty Mucky Duck.
Yeah.
Are you still doing Feed the Front Line? Yep. You are? Yeah. So everybody knows what that is? You can go online, you can click on Feed the Front Line, you can buy food for nurses, doctors, people who've really seen some stuff by this time. You can feed them, support the Mucky Duck, and give them really good, nutritious food.
Well, this whole night we haven't really actually done much of anything from Scotland, except for the Room of the Cowdenhouse. But this is a song that we learned from Archie Fisher, who's one of the great songwriters, called The Flower of France and England. And it's one of those where there's kind of a rakish boy and a good girl, and he wants her to come away with him. And sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't. This one, she wants to go, but she thinks at first that he's making fun of her, so she calls him drunk and dumb. And but eventually she figures he's okay. To Carlisle. The town was full of rebels, and you might have heard them for a mile. I stepped into the grapes to see what entertainment I could find. Not being brisk, I ran the risk, and I called for a pint of wine. In spite a handsome bonny lass, the flower of France and England, took me to a chamber where everything was neat and clean. She said, young sir, it is not fit, you should have something on to dine. The table soon she covered o'er, and dinner soon she did bring in. She looked not like an idle girl, or one that was not taught to spin. A handsome, smiling, bonny lass, the flower of France and England. Sir, you are as bad as any in this house tonight. They and drunken you were mad, or else you could not speak the like. Take up this cup and drink it up, and drive such fancies out by sleep. For if you dreamed you had me wet, I'm sure you would arise and weep. My handsome, smiling, bonny lass, the flower of France and England. But I could not fall asleep for thinking on this pretty lass, who spent her time a scouring among the pewter and the brass. I said, let's to St. Mary's Church, and there we will and do this care. My handsome, smiling, bonny lass, the flower of France and England. So we went to St. Mary's, and there the priest the knot is tied. I ride home my bonny bride as fast as ever I could ride. To Scotland Road we've taken the road till we've come to Bucker's Brae. think Bonnie lost the flower of France in England. Thank you. Yeah, indeed.
Indeed.
Great.
Speaking of France,
Yeah.
S. I once had a moment of mind reading. It was pure magic. I was in the 5th grade, I think, and there was this boy who was just a big pain, and he annoyed me all the time. And one day, he said, "Francis," and somehow I just knew what he was going to ask me. And I said, "I'm not from France," and walked off. And he was like,
that's what they call a sick burn. And also with you.
Can everybody hear the bagpipe okay? Yeah. You know why you can hear the bagpipe okay? Why? Because we have a great sound guy tonight. That's why you
"One."
can hear the bagpipe okay. That's why.
He's the best one we've had. All right, I'd have to explain that. So we're not the only act playing tonight. We're being followed by a really wonderful
Hey, Kendall.
and Kendall. So we're being followed by a wonderful set of musicians. Clandestine is up right
Want
after
to come
this.
play a song?
But now you'll have to stick around for Kendall. Maybe.
Come on up and just join us, Kendall, whenever you can. Yeah.
Give us Barabbas.
So
They're
just,
calling for your blood out here, Kendall.
just straight forward. Okay. Yeah, then meter changes. Shall we? There he comes.
Yay.
Oh, and he brought an accordion.
Oh, I'm sorry. So what are we playing?
That song about the thing, you know, the guy.
The Newmarket polka in the middle. The first two parts of it, anyway.
Okay. Cool. If you would be a band with me, I'd ask of you these favors three: an open heart, a voice and key, and take me on the road. And though we drive past break of day, we'd have a tune along the way. We'd venture out, then come what may, we'd play our way back home. And we'll play all the way. We'll make out on the road. And we'll play all the way. We'll play all the way back home. Step off the ledge and find a town. I don't know if we're up or down. Raise your voice, now hear a sound, and take that on the road. Come on, you oaks and evergreens, I'll play you all around the scene. Parade like us, there's never been, and we'll play all the way back home. And we'll play all the way. We'll break out on the road. And we'll play all the way. We'll play all the way back home. So show me how a heart can mend. Just fall back on a pile of friends. Roll on to the party that never ends and take that on the road. And there you are now on the road where all your working gigs are done. Now stare at the stars and sing your song and play all the way back home. Then we'll play all the way. Hey, 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 hey. We'll break out on the road. And we'll play all the way. Hey, hey, hey. We'll play all the way back home. We could stand to be with the ones we love here on this earth, they're up above. McRae in the sun or Rebel Grove, and we'll take them on the road. We can stand to be with the ones we love here on this earth, they're up above. McRae in the sun or Rebel Grove, and we'll play all the way. Hey, hey, hey. We'll break out on the road. And we'll play all the way. We'll play all the way back home. And we'll play all the way. We'll break out on the road. And we'll play all the way. We'll play all the way back home. So we've come to the end of the night, and thanks everybody for gathering together in a crowd. I think next time we'll try some dancing. On the drums and singing and balladeering. and Howling Wolf Loescher. On the accordion and acute fashion sense, Mr. Kendall Rogers. So we're going to play some tunes by a piping hero of a lot of pipers, Gordon Duncan. He was somebody who composed really beautiful bagpipe music, and at first, the intelligentsia of piping didn't really like it, but they all came around eventually. And Gordon Duncan led a whole couple of generations of pipers in his wake, and everybody plays his tunes, and we have a great time playing his tunes. So 3 Gordon Duncan tunes, and this is our last set, so thanks for coming. Give that. Mary Beth can come up on that bridge. Okay. in D, but we're playing it in E flat, which I forgot about. Thanks, everybody. I think in 2 seconds we have to play an encore, don't we?